Hello there. Greetings and hello there, all my stalwart Star Wars family. It's good to see you all. Make sure to do the YouTube thing, like and subscribe, and I'm here with another fun and informative and interesting episode of Dad Talks. And today I'm talking to the Dan King, otherwise known as Dan. Dan King, Dan. It is Dan King,
Yeah,
right?
it certainly is, and I go by Dan most of the time, so it's all good by me.
All right, sounds good. And a little interesting fact for you: when Hunters first came out as a beta, Dan actually jumped onto a stream of that. I played a few times, but yeah, Dan actually played with me on that and realized that I was pretty bad at Hunters at the time. Right?
We had a pretty great time. That was a fun stream. Just goofing around trying to figure out all the ins and outs of a pretty unfinished game. So
Yeah, and I still don't know that it's finished today, but we established I am not great at first person shooters, so I play Fallen Order in story mode.
absolutely.
All right, Dan. So let's take a look at your roster. Looks like it's a Supreme Leader Kylo Ren rush. So let me look at this real quick. Now, did you start when I started my account right in that same time frame?
So right around that time frame, Arnold put out his guide for um I think it was 2021. That was when you started. I know you started a couple months before me, but yeah, I just followed the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren rush after just literally seeing a video on my YouTube recommended about this game, not knowing anything about it, and just diving right in. And I've been going for I think a little over 2 years now at this point.
All right, yeah. And just to set the record straight, I started my Supreme Leader Kylo rush, and then about 3 months later, Arnold started his, and he also took 3 months longer to unlock him. But we don't want to go there. We don't want to. Um.
Yeah,
So what's been your story? It looks like you've got Kylo, you've got Starkiller. That's nice, and you have Executor as well. I think. Yeah, there's a five
I
star
do have
Executor.
Executor.
Yeah. So
So
what's the story with your account?
after I dove in really heavy on the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, I just wanted to beeline to that unlock as fast as possible. I think it was around about a month after you did. And after that, I sort of moved into a phase where I was working on some teams that I'd neglected. Namely, I never really appreciated how powerful both the Revens are, and I know that's something that you are a big fan of on the channel, but both of the Revens are critical to a lot of my grand arenas these days, so just getting both of them to relics was a high priority. As well as chasing down that Executor, because I still believe that having one of the best ship rosters as you can have from an early game perspective is absolutely essential to winning a lot of those GACs, and that's why I put a huge emphasis on ships.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And by the way, when you said the Revens, I had already pulled up both your Old Republic and your Sith Empire to take a look. So, yeah, well, there you go. Are you working on Jolie and Bastila, or what's the story?
Yeah, I'm hoping to get both of those up to a gear 12 ish. Um, we'll get into what I'm working on right now, but those are going to be kind of part of my plan after I finish my next journey unlock, which is going to be Jedi Master Kenobi.
All right. Well, you're running the show, man. It sounds like. So, what's going? What are your? You mentioned you had some talking points for me. So, what are your talking points, man?
Yeah, so I just wanted to briefly cover the ships thing because I think this is just so important, and it's something that a lot of people like to neglect early game. I see so many people that have the finalizer problem, like you talked about way back when. But getting behind on your ship's farming is just really detrimental to your roster in the long run. And so, for me at least, I've basically, since I unlocked ships at level 60 or whatever, been doing as many hard node farms and ship energy farms as I can. I pretty much always have one going just to make sure that I can get everything done, because once you have all of those 7-star ships, you can look back and be ready to not have to go and farm something that's out of your way at the end of the day and rush farm it and spend a bunch of crystals unnecessarily. So I've pretty much got all of the essential fleets, leaving behind one lesser important resistance fleet. uh, Farmed up and at those 7 stars. I think my last important thing that I'm getting done right now is the Rebel Y Wing, which is 6 star, 84 out of 100. So probably next 2 weeks, I'd
Okay.
say.
All right, I got a few questions for you here, and I agree with the fleets 100%. And it looked like you were farming TIE Defender as well. Is that on your farming list right now?
Yeah, I went pretty crazy on the what is it, Galactic Chase when that was going on, because the initial gameplay was just something else, and that thing can do some serious damage even at low stars. So I would highly recommend getting that picked up for new players once you've got an okay
Mm-hmm.
empire.
Were you able to finish the TIE Interceptor node on the Improving Grounds?
I was, and it used a funny little trick with Kylo Ren on Mask to lead, but unfortunately I didn't have the Watt at Relics, so I couldn't entirely pull it off. But after about 20 attempts this morning, finally got it.
Did I do it with water or without water? I can't even remember. It was so long ago. It was yesterday. Um, Hello there, boys and
Oh
girls.
boy,
It's
heart.
me.
Sorry.
Matt's gonna cut that out. Um, yeah, I guess I used Watt. So yeah, I did. So you don't have Watt yet. So I'm seeing a lot of. I have to tell you, man. I am seeing a fair amount of unfinished farms on your roster. I mean, your rebels are kind of gear 12 and gear 11 ish, gear 10 ish. Your your 500 your 501st is not great. Like you got gas at relic 7, but then a bunch of purple clones and Rex's gear 12, and then your old Republic. So what's the plan right now? What are you working on at the moment?
Um, so that's actually a great question because this is going to lead into one more important talking point, which is I'm placing a pretty big priority on unlocking my second Galactic Legend, possibly a little bit foolhardy, but I just thought it was really important at the time when I started this farm, and I'm about halfway through, and I know it's important to always stick to what you're doing. So, yes, I am a little bit behind on CLS Rebels, Sith Trio, a little bit of Jedi Knight Revan Love, and um, yeah, hopefully some 501st as well. And so the plan as of right now is I have 7 more characters to relic for Jedi Master Kenobi. I'm about to relic Mace Windu potentially tomorrow. And so once I finish up those last couple tunes and get the relic 8 uh, on GK, I'm gonna be spending about 2 to 3 months ish, I'd say, getting all of those important teams up to relic levels, particularly CLS and Treacron are my big deals, and then absolutely 501st right
Yeah.
after.
I mean, you're right. Once you start a farm, you need to finish it. And especially Galactic Legend. I'm in the same boat. I'm gonna finish Jedi Master Kenobi. Then it's gonna be a few months of like catch my breath, recover, and I've actually got my updates coming out soon on my Newts 2 Hyper account, and that's the mode I'm in right now. After I finished Executor, it's like step back from that big farm and let's spend a little time and recover a little bit while I kind of farm in the background for my next farm. But let's finish off some other stuff that kind of fell to the wayside while I was doing the executor, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, kind of in that same boat here. A lot of Cairo tech farming right now. The Kairos are just a killer. But in addition to that, I'm trying to think. Um, I've been farming some tunes that I think will be good for me later on. I got both Adrad and Mon Mothma done for 7 star so that I can jump into Profundity when I'm ready. As well as I think almost all those characters are 7 stars, which is pretty good. I think that's going to be a good thing in the next 6 months. I don't know.
So, I mean, I know you're in a guild that's are you doing Rise of the Empire now, or are you still doing Geo territory battles?
Yeah, we're taking on Rise of the Empire. I think we get 26 stars we're shooting for this time around, and doing C pit and all that stuff. Pretty
We, yeah,
competitive
you got
territory
you're
war.
a good sized guild. So you found an end to that guild then, right? I mean, I think
Oh,
this is
big time.
how long have you been in that guild?
I think it's been about 9 months. I'm
Okay.
pretty lucky. I've had a couple guild swaps. There was one that I was in that was definitely a great community, but they just weren't getting C pit and the relegate materials that I needed, and it was sad. But I had to um, move on and up, and then I moved into another C pit guild that I was in for about 6 months, and I think I got kicked because they were just moving up in the world. And after that, I was reached out to by a member of the Padre uh, Alliance, like conglomerate. I think it's a multi guild web to join the current cadre guild that I'm in, and I've been in since, and it's just been a really great experience with all of these guys. I'm sort of I sometimes feel a little bit like I'm punching a bit above my pay grade with some of these big Galactic Legend accounts in my guild, but I was just talking to an officer yesterday, and they said I'm still providing, the value, and that my spot isn't really in contention anytime
That's a
soon.
good
So.
thing. That's a good thing. So I got one more question for you, and then you can share your final thoughts on this. But how do you feel about mods? I'm seeing it. To me, it looks like you could use some mod work. Like your mods are okay, but they're a little bit behind or a little lacking in some area. What are your thoughts on that?
Um, I've been in a little bit of a crystal shortage as of late, so I haven't really had the mod refresh energy, but I think I'm a little bit overdue for just a nice focused, couple hours on mods
Yeah,
someday coming up soon. I've been farming tons of slicing materials. I think I've got like 1,500 of each, so I'm probably gonna go through and do a bunch of six dotting and leveling up to just get some nice looking upgrades for some of these teams
yeah.
that need faster speeds.
All right, dude. Well, man, this is awesome. What I really appreciate it. I think you're right with your first statement about ships is the most important thing. If you get your ships up, then everything else can kind of fall into shape. You can place in fleet arena. You can put that executor in the back for most people. Even in Erodium, there's people that don't have executors. So, um, what final parting words do you have for us here, Dan? What can you talk to the community about that you'd like to let them know?
Um, one last thing that I'll leave you all with is the conquest characters in this game are very essential to a good roster, and with the time that I came into this game, I think that I didn't focus enough on being ready for conquest to get these big tunes that are really essential. And what's really tough about that is with my JMK, I'm not going to have the cat to go with it. She is currently at 104 out of 330. And I'm trying my best to rush farm it, but it's not going to be done in time.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's really good feedback. It's like, I don't really go, all out for conquest, but I do work on it. And even in normal conquest or when you get to hard conquest, just getting a crate that's, along the way is going to really help you out to unlock that character later when you're improving grounds or buying them with currency. But pick one or two characters and really dial in on them. Like you're going to need to dial in on Cat with proving grounds and maybe try. I don't know where else you can get her, but I think you can purchase her right for crystals.
yeah, I'm currently looking at what the crystal investment might be,
Yeah,
but at that 2,200 a pop, it's something to think about, but I'm not sure I have the uh, credit card to
I have to
take
think
into
about that.
consideration.
All right, Dan. Well, man, I really appreciate your time and thanks for sharing your roster. It's really cool to see somebody that started around the same time as me and kind of see the progress compared against my free to play account. It's very similar. Like, you went as kind of a side path to get Star Killer.
Which has been fantastic.
Say what
Really
again?
glad about that. I've been really happy with Star Killer. That's probably one of my favorite journeys in a little while, and the 3v3 defensive holds are um, nothing to poke a stick at.
Right. Yep. I agree with you, man. All right, sir. Well, I hope you have a great day, and I'm sure we'll talk to you soon. And I'm sure everybody's looking forward to seeing a game. Everybody, thanks for joining in on another Dad Talk. This was been I've been talking to Danking, and he gave us a lot of good information. We will talk to you soon. I'll see you on the next one, and always remember, Nooch too good.